All right, Cody, tell us a little bit about what you saw out there tonight.
Just not clean football. And I think you get that when you have some new guys on the roster. We had a couple guys playing in their first start. We had a lot of injuries tonight, and we shuffled around a lot of guys, especially offensively. We had to move some guys around. We had to take out some of the personnels and some of the plays that we had because we lost guys. Losing Big Tez is a big loss for our offensive line. I thought Mark did a great job of coming in, but he's been our monster extra O lineman. So in a lot of those packages, he's been great for us. So when we have to move him to tackle and we get out of those things, it was just tough sledding running the ball. So they kind of knew, they pinned their ears back. We had to drop back and just not clean football. Too many false starts. We had a couple holdings. We had some bad, just jawing back and forth with them. We hit OJ down the sideline here, and then all of a sudden we get a personal foul. And it's just, those are the plays you can't make versus a playoff team and expect to win football games. And so these young guys will learn. And I told them, I said, football's hard enough. Let's not make it harder on ourselves. And I think we did that tonight. And that's the unfortunate part. And we didn't win the last game of the year, and we didn't hit our goals. But there's something brewing here, and I think there's something really special here. There's a lot of young guys on this roster that are really good and talented players that I think can be great in this league. Just a little sense of direction and a little bit more tape and experience, but I think something special is brewing here.
You talk a little bit about these young guys. Seems like you had a really good connection with Odieu Hiliare tonight. Lots of connections with him. Is that just built over the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I told him the way he surged for us throughout the back half of the season has been incredible. A guy that came in Labor Day and played two positions when he only just got the playbook for a week. It just speaks to his character, it speaks to his work ethic. The couple throws down the field, that one on the sideline was a catch, no doubt. I had the best tickets on the field for it, but maybe they saw something. But I didn't see anything from my end. The other one down here on this side, I also thought Jalen Calhoun had an incredible game for his first start. A guy that really wanted it. You can tell every time I threw him the ball, he yacked it up. And it's impressive when you get these young guys in because you don't know what you're going to get. You kind of just hope for the best and prepare for the worst. But he gave us everything he had tonight. He made some great plays. I'm glad I was able to find him down there in the red zone for his first career touchdown in his first game. But that's a guy I spent a lot of time with in training camp in the second group when I got here. And we had a great chemistry. So I knew when he got plugged into the roster, there was going to be no skip of a beat. He just needed his opportunity.
Cody, you talked about there's something legit building here. You're a big part of that, obviously. How comfortable do you feel in green and gold, and how much are you going to think about it? And I know, listen, you guys just finished up, but
Yeah, for me, I don't think it'd be I would do a disservice to my wife who does a lot of sacrifices for me to not include her into a decision. We have two young kids. It's hard. They're back in the States. I'm up here. So there's going to be a long discussion. We're going to see what life looks like without football, what life looks like with football. But I can tell you this: I wouldn't want to be anywhere else than being back in the green and gold. I think what we're building here and what we built here was really special. I think we got some really young core guys, like I said, but. It's football. CFL is such a carousel, especially at the quarterback position. So I always go into every offseason when I'm a free agent and rank my top teams of where I would love to go. And I'll tell you straight up, this would be number one on my list if they would want me back.
When you talk about that team growth, you look back over the 5 months of the season here. Where do you think the biggest advancements have been made?
I honestly think the biggest things that we personally did was started to believe and learn how to win football games. We learned that when the game got tight, we were able to win those games. Early on in the year, we just didn't know how to win. We played good ball, we battled to the end, but we just did not know how to find that last gear in that fourth quarter. But the things changed over the last 2 months. And so I was really proud of that. I thought the one thing this team does is we fight, man. Like we had a lot of guys play with some incredible injuries this year, and we found a way to take it all the way to 2 weeks left in the season, starting 1-6. Like that should be commended. Just speaks to the character of the guys in that locker room. It speaks to the character of our coaches, and just that never give up mentality, that blue collar Edmonton mentality that you have here. And so this team has it. The lumps, the bumps, the bruises, the losses that we took throughout this year, I hope it carries this team over into next year, and we can start they can start, who knows what it's going to look like, on the right foot with some good momentum. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting offseason, as it always is in the CFL.
Cody, when you look at the season as a whole, obviously Davis gets the job in Montreal. You're traded for McLeod Bethel Thompson. No disrespect to MBT, but it's McLeod Bethel Thompson. You come here as the backup team Trey, it doesn't work out with Trey, you get the job. Like how much, like just when you reflect on that as a whole, what does all that mean to you? And was there any part of you that felt like you needed to revitalize your career and you were able to do that?
I feel like my whole career has been revitalizing. Same thing happened when I left Sask. Everybody felt like I had to prove myself, and I won a cup in 2023 and win a cup, win the Eastern Division, and then I got to go prove myself again. So at the end of the day, I didn't think about that. I just knew I wanted to continue to play football. I knew I still had a lot left in the tank. I knew this was Trey Ford's team, and we had some great conversations in the offseason. I just wanted to help this team win any way it happened. They turned the keys over to me midway through the season, but it's funny, I talk about all the quarterback carousel. The one year I'm out of a job, every quarterback seat was taken. I feel like every year it's like there's 3 or 4 job openings. The one year they're like, okay, they're kicking me out of Montreal. I look around, I'm like, everybody's got a starter. So if I wanted to play ball, I had to, humble myself, take a backup salary, and come to a team that had a lot of turnover, some new changes, and take a new role that I wasn't familiar with in the last 7 years. So for me personally, I learned a lot this year. I grew a lot as a man. I grew a lot as a teammate, and the relationships I built in there with Trey, and those are bonds I'll have for the rest of my life. And I don't know what his future looks like, but I tell him all the time, I'm his biggest fan, just the way he's handled everything. And I wish nothing but the best for him. And maybe one day we can compete against each other and I can get the best of him. But it's been a pleasure sharing the quarterback room with him.
Thanks, Cody.